Republican leaders steal elections outright using electronic voting machines that were designed to be fraudulent. It's not something that was hacked into and some evil person figured out how to rig a perfectly innocent election voting machine. These machines were designed from the very beginning to do that. Now, you would think the Democrats would be outraged because their candidates have lost elections with this rigged voting machines, but they're not. Oh, they say, I wonder if we lost the election. They do nothing. They remain silent because they know that rigged voting machines are really the ultimate form of the Quigley formula. They know that this is a way, ultimately, to allow the American people to think that they're participating in their own political destiny, and they have no idea what's going on in those machines, and the newscasters will tell them how they voted. And they're just waiting for their turn, the Democrats are. I think if they've been told, next election is their turn, so be patient. You see, these people are like wrestlers, phony wrestlers. My grandmother used to watch wrestling matches. She'd get all excited, you know. Did you see that guy? Man, he hit him hard. He threw him out of the ring. I said, Grams, calm down. These are professionals. It's all put on. They rehearse this stuff. Oh, I don't think so. He really hit him hard, you know. I could never convince her that that was phony. The guy with the red mask or the guy with the black tights, they're mean-looking guys. How could they be phony? That's American politics, ladies and gentlemen. It's a phony wrestling match, and these guys are in it, and they can hardly wait until the American people are so dumbed down and so passive that they will accept electronic voting machines to tell them how they voted. And both political parties are in on that at the top. Now, there's quite a grassroots movement to expose all this and to reverse all this, but you'll find that this is coming from the grassroots. There's no support whatsoever from the top of either political party. Now, we got to talk about the cheerleaders. It's not just the political candidates themselves, but the cheerleaders are out there to tell us how to think and to shape the debate. And they're the ones that really have as much or maybe more influence on how we vote than the candidates themselves. So who are the cheerleaders? Rush Limbaugh would be one. I would put him right up there at the top. If there was an award to give to a Quigley Formula cheerleader, he would get an award. He does a great job of exposing and ridiculing corrupt Democrats, but he never met a Republican he didn't like, regardless. He's all for the UN and will never mention the CFR. Never. On the other side, we've got such a nice, likable guy as Michael Moore. Now, Michael does a great job of exposing and ridiculing corrupt Republicans, but he never met a Democrat he didn't like. And he's all for the UN and will never mention the CFR. There's an organization that you've all heard about called Accuracy in Media. I used to think they were pretty good because they did a great job of exposing the deceit and treachery within the ranks of Democrats. And then finally it dawned on me, hey guys, what about the other side of the aisle? They never mention deceit and treachery among the Republican groups, and they never mention the CFR. There's an organization called Move On. It does a great job of exposing deceit and treachery within the ranks of Republicans. But it never criticizes Democrats whatsoever and never mentions the CFR. You're beginning to get the picture here. We have cheerleaders that are on the payroll. Now, the Quigley formula has turned voters into tennis balls. We have a tennis game, and then the Republican candidates on one side of the net and the Democrat candidates on the other, and we're the tennis balls. We're supposed to decide the outcome of our political destiny. So we allow ourselves to be hit really hard by one of the players, and we bounce over the net. We get over there, so this is better, and then finally we get hit, and back and forth, back and forth. We don't like this, we don't like that. And what happens is that Americans begin to choose their candidates not of what they like, but what they hate. People used to vote for a man or a candidate because they liked it. Now they vote because they hate the other one. It's the politics of hate. We get hit so hard. We hate Bush. We hate Clinton. So I'm not going to vote for those guys. We'll vote for the other ones. We won't look at their record. We won't look at their political principles. In fact, we don't even think about political principles. You'd never find political principles discussed in the political debates. It's always some issue which is devoid of principles. And I think that little kids in the first grade classroom voting on the gender of a kitten are more apt to come up with the right answer than the American people voting on political parties or candidates without any knowledge of political principles whatsoever. The kids stand a better chance. And so we're like these tennis balls being thrown back and forth, back and forth. Well, the players can win a game, but the tennis ball never wins. And that's where we are today. All right, now we come to the end. What is the solution? Well, are you ready for this? There isn't any. Ask anyone, they'll tell you it's all over. Collectivism has won. We are serfs in a modern high-tech feudalism. Our lords and masters control us. They control our money. They control our media. They control our political parties. They control our educational institutions. They control the places where we work. They control everything. They control the military. They control the police. You think we're going to change this? Those who benefit from this are too comfortable and happy with it. And those who suffer under it are afraid to speak out for fear they will be punished. So it's all over. Get used to it. Baloney. Now, wait a minute. I just had an idea. What would happen if just 2% of the American people came together and, knowing what we've been talking about tonight, they were determined to defeat this monster? Just 2%. What if they understood the principles of freedom? It's not that they were just voting against something. I don't like this, I don't like that. What if they understood what they wanted? What if they had a creed of freedom and really knew what freedom was based upon and cared enough to study it and to teach it to their kids? What if they joined together in a network involving people with similar ideas from all nations, all cultures, all races, all religions, and formed into a true international brotherhood of freedom? And what if they understood, really understood, the strategy of influencing society by influencing the power centers of society instead of just throwing themselves out randomly? What if they understood the structure of society and said, hey, we're going to help each other and work with each other to become effective and dominant in the power centers of society and take them back just the way we lost them? Do you think if we did that, we could defeat this monster? Yes, I think so too. In fact, I know we can. And fortunately, there is an organization, a structure that is exactly like that. It's called Freedom Force International. We have members already in 55 countries, and we're growing every day. It's not my mission here tonight to talk about that. You've all had a piece of paper where if you want to know more, you can sign up and we'll send it to you, or corner me outside and grab me by the lapel and say, tell me more about it, and I'd be happy to talk about it. But I invite you to learn about Freedom Force and then to become a part of it.